He broke up with her in a crowded cafe.
She faked a pregnancy, smeared him online, and tried to destroy his life. But the night before he married another woman, her final meltdown exposed the truth.
And karma didn't whisper. It roared.
Final episode: the breakup, the breakdown, and the woman he married.
Ethan stared at Tina across the table in their favorite upscale cafe, the afternoon sunlight catching the edge of her designer sunglasses. The room smelled faintly of espresso and tension. He had rehearsed this moment countless times in his head, what to say, how to say it, how to stay calm, but nothing truly prepared him for the sight of her smug confidence. The woman who had once been his world now felt like a stranger draped in entitlement. "Tina," he began, his voice steady, deliberate. "We need to talk. About us." Her eyes flicked toward him, a flash of amusement, then impatience. "Oh. You mean another lecture about how you don't deserve me?" She waved a hand vaguely. "Oh, whatever. Just spit it out, Ethan." He took a deep breath. "I can't do this anymore. Us. The relationship. The wedding plans. It isn't right. I realize now. I'm not in this for the right reasons, and you deserve someone who can give you what you want fully, and I can't." For a brief moment, Tina froze, her expression unreadable. Then, in a swift, dramatic motion, the carefully composed exterior cracked. "Why? Oh, you're breaking up with me? After everything?" Her voice climbed, sharp and incredulous. "Yes," he said firmly, though gently. "I'm sorry, Tina. Truly. But I can't keep pretending. I can't lead you on when my age, earth my attention it's elsewhere." The calm, controlled Tina dissolved entirely. Her voice thundered across the cafe. "Elsewhere? Elsewhere where? Who is it? Tell me, Ethan." She slammed her hand onto the table, sending a delicate cup of cappuccino wobbling perilously close to the edge. Ethan stayed seated, unmoved. "It's not about anyone else," he said quietly. "It's about what's right for me. And for you." Her fury spiraled. Threats spilled out, wild accusations, manipulations, and even a fake pregnancy scare. She called him names, painted him as the villain to anyone who would listen, and made a public scene outside the cafe, drawing glances and whispers from passers-by. Social media posts followed, carefully crafted to smear him and suggest scandal, attempting to turn perception against him. Yet, beneath the chaos, Ethan noticed something he hadn't before. Tina's control over appearances had limits. Her temper, once hidden behind charm and elegance, revealed cracks that only he could see clearly now. The confidence, the manipulation, the social dominance, it all faltered under the weight of her own recklessness. Meanwhile, the karma arc quietly unfolded. Friends who had once admired her distanced themselves, uncomfortable with her outbursts. Influential contacts began questioning her professionalism. Public perception shifted as the truth of her behavior, manipulation, entitlement, cruelty, surfaced. The higher her facade had been, the harder it fell, leaving her exposed and isolated. Through it all, Ethan remained calm, composed, resolute. He didn't gloat. He didn't retaliate. He simply let her actions speak for themselves, observing quietly as the woman who had once commanded attention became the center of whispered judgment. Far away from the chaos, Ethan's thoughts lingered on Lily. He thought of her resilience, her calm grace, the way she had saved the company and the house, the quiet strength that had never asked for recognition. He thought of her laughter in the hospital, the honesty in her eyes, and the integrity that drew him in from the first moment he truly saw her. Weeks passed. Ethan spent time reflecting on everything, the missteps, the missed moments, and the clarity he had gained. He realized that Lily's presence in his life was not a consolation or a reward for mistakes, it was the heart of truth he had ignored too long. Finally, he found himself standing outside her favorite cafe, waiting for her. Lily approached, cautious but curious. Her expression softened slightly when she saw him, though she maintained a careful distance, as always. "Ethan," she said softly, a hint of wariness in her voice. "I know I've made mistakes," he said gently, stepping closer. "I wasn't aware. I didn't realize how much I'd okayed. But I see it now. I see you. I see everything you've done, the person you are. And I can't imagine being anywhere else but with you." Lily studied him, her eyes searching, testing, assessing. She remembered the months of careful observation, the times she had helped, stayed, and protected, sometimes unnoticed, sometimes unacknowledged. She remembered the patience, the restraint, the quiet strength it took to maintain her boundaries. She began, hesitating, "I need to process this. I don't want to make mistakes. I have learned to choose myself, and I want to be sure that, if I am going to do this, it will be for me. Not for you. Not for anyone else." Ethan nodded, understanding fully. "I would never ask you to do otherwise. I just want you to know where I stand." A soft smile tugged at Lily's lips. "Then you've been patient enough. I trust you." With that, the tension melted, replaced by a quiet, profound relief. No grand gestures, no dramatic declarations, just honest, raw acknowledgement of connection, respect, and choice. The wedding planning was a slow, intimate affair. Mrs. Grace watched with a knowing smile as Ethan and Lily made decisions together, not for status, not for appearances, but for themselves. The day of the wedding dawned clear and golden. Sunlight poured through the cathedral windows, illuminating Lily in her simple, elegant dress. Ethan's gaze never wavered, filled with admiration, gratitude, and love that had grown steadily, patiently. Tina's meltdown had reached its peak the night before the wedding. Attempts to disrupt, intimidate, and manipulate had failed spectacularly. She had resorted to public accusations, social media attacks, and desperate pleas, but every effort crumbled under the combined weight of truth and dignity. By the wedding day, her influence had dissipated, leaving her exposed and alone. As Ethan and Lily exchanged vows, the room was silent with awe and emotion. Their words were simple, heartfelt, and unpretentious. Ethan took her hands in his, looking into her eyes with a clarity he had only recently achieved. "I don't need grand words, Lily. I don't need perfection. I just need you, here, now, with me. You've always shown me what courage, kindness, and honesty look like. And now, I get to be by your side for the rest of my life." Tears glistened in Lily's eyes, but she smiled. She had chosen herself first, set boundaries, and held her dignity intact, and now she chose him, fully and freely. Mrs. Gray stood nearby, a quiet smile on her lips. Her eyes met Lily's briefly, a silent acknowledgement of the journey, the trials, and the triumphs that had brought them to this moment. When they kissed, it wasn't just a promise to each other, it was a celebration of integrity, patience, and the quiet courage that had allowed love to grow steadily, against all odds. Outside, the sun set over the city, golden and expansive. Life moved on, but inside that small circle of friends and family, time had paused, holding the moment sacred. He thought he chose love. But love had already chosen him, the day she stopped to help.